Welcome to Extreme Audits. In this video, I featured extreme interactions between the public and the police. They include Long Island Audit and 714 Transparency always filmed the police, CA. Make sure you check out their channels, like and subscribe and give them the credit they deserve. Let's get started.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I didn't come up to you telling you what you can and cannot
You're
do.
right. I'm the business manager here. You can't do any recording. This is a public place and these people have to sign off on things like that. You didn't come and ask, could you? You just walked in and started doing it. You can't do that, so please stop recording.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Ronald Brown.
Mr. Brown. I don't need anybody's permission to film in a public space. This is a public space.
This is a public library, but you still have people in here. You didn't ask me, could you record me?
Sir, to be fair, there's cameras in this building, correct?
Yes.
Did you ask my permission before you started filming
Anybody
me?
who comes in here is subject to anything that happens in terms of the cameras, yes. So you have to leave.
So what makes my camera different?
You have to leave, sir.
What makes my camera different
You
than your
have to leave,
cameras?
sir.
Sir,
Okay.
what?
Then I'm going to call the police and have them come. You won't listen to me. You won't listen to me. I'm trying to tell you, you can't video record, so you have to leave.
But why can't I?
Okay, you have to
Does,
leave.
does the
You have to
library?
leave,
does
sir.
Sir, does the library have a policy against the First Amendment and freedom of press? I don't understand. I'm an independent journalist, just filming in public.
Where your journalist cards?
Sir, why would I have to give that to you? Why would I have to give that to you?
This guy removed here, please.
Would you like me to wait for the police to come?
Outside, yes.
I will wait for them here. What's the big deal, sir? There's nothing. I'm not filming anybody in particular. Like I said, you have cameras here. What's the difference? This is a public building. Is there a library director here? That you're the library director, Mr. Brown? And do you have a policy against freedom of press in this library? This is a public library, correct? I'm sure you guys have a copy of the Constitution here. I would like to take a look at it so I could show you that I have freedom of press in this country, sir. It doesn't end in this library just because you decide it does. I'm not harassing anybody. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry about that. The ultimate irony.
You called?
As long as the police are on their way, I'm going to wait for them outside because I don't want to create a spectacle here. I don't want people to think I'm trying to do anything nefarious. I'm just a journalist gathering content for a story. Hey, how you guys doing today?
How you doing?
Good.
All is well?
I'm sorry?
All is well?
All's well. Can I just get your name and badge numbers, please?
Sure. What's going on?
Can I just get your name and badge numbers, please?
Sure. I'll write it down for you. You need us for anything here?
I'm just filming in the library here.
Inside? I don't think they'll allow you.
Yeah, it's a public place. I'm allowed to film in the library. It's a public place.
You can't do photographs.
Oh, they have a policy. You want me to get it
But
for you?
their policy doesn't trump the rights of the United States Constitution. I have a freedom of press. I'm an independent journalist. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm just gathering. But it doesn't. You don't need credentials, sir. We all have freedom of press. It's a right granted to us in the First Amendment.
See, once you cross this line and we have a policy, you can't do it. You did it anyway.
But
We told you
that policy is in direct violation of the United States Constitution, something that these officers swore an oath to uphold. I'm not doing anything. I'm not breaking the law. I have a right to be in a public library. How are you going
You have a
to?
right to it, but you're violating the rules and regulations of the library. You do not have that right.
I'm not violating any. It's
Policy is there's no photograph.
if you had a policy that said that there was no people with long hair allowed, right? Would that policy be accepted? No, right? Just because you write it down on a paper doesn't mean it's acceptable. You can't exclude people from the library.
We have a policy, but that's not allowed, and I explained it to you.
Well, I have a right to be I have a right to be there.
He can't come back in the library.
Okay, but they don't want you in there.
So are you formally trespassing me from the library?
Well,
because
I'm
that would
just
be a
letting you
violation.
know.
That would be a violation of my rights.
Do you have your ID?
No.
You have no ID on you?
I only provide ID when I've committed a crime. I haven't committed any crimes, so I don't provide ID.
Oh, are you on any medication? Or?
Medication?
Yes. Do you take any medicine for anything?
Do you?
No, I'm asking you a question.
Do you take any medication for anything, ma'am?
No.
Okay.
Do you take any medicine for anything, sir?
Ma'am, can you just identify yourself for me?
Yes, and I'm gonna have to ask you to leave because you're just standing here and you're obstructing. You can't stand in front of the doorway.
I'm not trying to stand in front of the door. I came out here to speak with you. I'm trying to gather the rest of my content for my story I'm working on in this library.
What story are you working on, sir?
A news story for the library.
Well, can
Freedom
I
of
see
press.
your ID?
No, haven't committed a crime, ma'am. Why would you need to see my ID? You need reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime to see my ID.
Okay.
Can I ask for a
you
supervisor?
Said, yes, you said you're here on. You're
Can we call a supervisor?
Okay, you said you're conducting
Lawful business, constitutionally protected business.
Okay, and
I'm not doing anything
you
wrong.
can
Not
show
creating a
me that
disturbance.
'cause you are on township property.
Public
and I'm
property.
This is township property. sir.
Public property. Correct. Public
Okay.
property.
And I'm also a township employee.
Correct.
So that's why I'm here to address the issue.
I don't have an issue with anybody. I don't have an issue.
I'm telling you.
He has an issue, and he's trying to kick me out of a library that I have a right to be in. I'm not doing anything wrong.
But the policy is that you can't come in there filming like that.
But the policy, first of all, no one's even showed me a policy. First of all, and then second of all, even if that was a policy, if there was a policy against women coming into the library, would you enforce that policy, ma'am?
But you're not. So I mean, I'm just.
But would you
telling
still say, well, sir, it's the policy. You know, men aren't allowed in the library, so we're gonna have to tell you to leave the library. Would you still
But
enforce
that's
that?
not the case.
It is the case, man, because it's the same thing. Because now you're trying to make my
He's not
freedom of
saying
press.
you can't come into the library.
He's trying to say that I can't come into the library while I'm conducting with this. I'm a journalist. I have freedom of press. You have freedom of press. Everybody has freedom of press in this country. I'm not doing anything
The
wrong.
policy simply states that he can come in, but his photoing, no, it can't be done in the library.
They're taking photos of me when I go into the library. You know why? Because it's a public library. They have the right to film me in public. There's no reasonable expectation of privacy. And maybe if we call a supervisor, we can come to an understanding. Can you call a supervisor?
Do more expectation of whatever it is the police department. The supervisor. didn't
You
want
called
this
the police
person.
department.
Yes, I did.
You did, not me.
Yes, I did.
I didn't. They shouldn't even
Because
be
you
here.
wouldn't leave.
They shouldn't even be here.
You wouldn't leave.
You have no authority to kick me out of a public library, sir.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I'm in charge of this library.
Sir, you're not the owner of this library. The people own this library.
Where do you live?
The taxpayers
Where do you live?
of Irvington pay.
Where do you live?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. You said taxpayer of Irvington. Where do you live?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, sir.
That condescending attitude is that.
What condescending attitude? So you came up to me, turn off your camera.
Yes,
You have no right. What if I came up to you and said, do a backflip?
because they had already said to you you couldn't do it.
You're a grown
inside.
man just like I'm a grown man. Don't tell another grown man what to do.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
It doesn't, and then you call the police like what? So they can arrest me for what?
To ask you to leave.
Well, sir, you're opening up your city to a civil litigation by keeping me and violating my constitutional rights.
I'm not
You
keeping you.
should consult with somebody.
I'm
You
not
should-
keeping you. I'm saying you can't come into the library. and film
Exactly.
me. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Which is a violation of my constitutional rights and could get your city into some civil litigation, sir.
I know you can spell, read, and write. I can tell by the way you keep saying what you're saying, but
Where's
you
the
can't-
policy? You want to grab it for me?
I have the policy.
Can you grab it for me?
No.
So you're not going to even show me the
Because
policy?
you wouldn't allow me to do anything with
You didn't offer to show me the policy. Sir, you didn't even offer to show me the policy.
I'm not going any further with you.
That's
That's why I
I
call
don't
the
think.
police, so I don't have to go any further with you.
I'm just trying to ask for the policy. I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
He's not allowed back in the library.
You have no authority. You have no authority.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. If
Not
somebody
allowed
is
there.
breaking the law, creating a disturbance, loitering, things of that nature, then you have authority
Police
to
will
remove
deal with
people.
you.
Okay,
I
you have
said
no
to them,
authority.
You're not allowed back in the library.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. No problem. So if I go back in the library, you're going to arrest me, officer? You're not giving me a name, so I just want to get it. Frazier. S.
Detective Frazier.
Okay, well, relax.
Okay.
Relax.
Give me a second.
Relax. And your name, sir?
Officer DeMar, number 544.
DeMar 544. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Is there a supervisor in route?
I believe the detective called for a supervisor, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to whoever you'd like to talk to.
How you doing today, Sergeant?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Could be better.
What's going on? Let me talk to my officers first.
Okay, can I just get your name and badge number, please?
Sergeant Jason Gonzalez, 295.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No.
Appreciate that.
Just wait outside, sir.
I'm waiting right here. I'm waiting right here. Biggest mistake. They just look at policy. They're not policy enforcement. They're law enforcement.
What's going on, sir?
Hi, sir. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story on the Irvington Public Library and as well as the municipal building. I was just in City Hall. Not harassing anybody, not following anybody, not, causing a disturbance in any way, just getting the architecture of the building, exercising my freedom of press right. This gentleman told me to, the library director here, Mr. Brown, he had told me that, I can't film, that it's against the policy. I looked up the policy online. It doesn't have any mention of filming in public. And what I'm trying to explain to him is that even if there was a policy against filming in public, it is public. Nobody has an expectation of privacy. There's a camera right above your head over here. There's cameras all inside. No one asked me for my permission to film me because it's public. They don't need it. And I'm a journalist. I'm exercising my freedom of press right. That's all I'm doing. And I'm just trying to be reasonable here.
I understand,
but,
and I appreciate that.
And I just also want to make a comment. When your Detective Frazier came up on the scene, she tried to escalate the situation. She wouldn't identify herself, even asking me. I'm talking to her like I'm talking to you, Sergeant. And she's like, "Are you on medication?" Like, to demean me, sir. To demean me, asking me if I'm on any sort of medication. Wouldn't identify herself. And when she did, she yelled it at me. Very unprofessional by her. And I just want to conduct my business.
I understand. So can I just show you a policy that maybe you didn't see and it was handed to me?
I will look at the policy, but I just want to ask you a question. Are you policy enforcement or are you law enforcement?
Well, if the policy is for the public library, if they have this policy, okay, you do have to obey it, okay? And it says here, if I'll just show you.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Look. Photographs shall not be taken on library premises without the permission of the library administration and the permission of all library users to be photographed. So it says without the permission. So what I'm trying to say is if you're trying to do something, it could have been as easy as telling him what you're trying to do, and maybe that agreement could have been made.
I told him I was a journalist working on a story.
No, but permission before you start recording. You know what I'm trying to say?
But I have a right to record in public, sir.
Well, but you
that policy is unconstitutional. It doesn't matter.
Well,
I have a right to record.
I understand.
If there was a policy that said that there's no men allowed with hats, or if there was no African Americans allowed, there was policies at one time in this country that African Americans can't come into buildings, correct?
Sir,
did that make it right?
But what I'm trying to say is that they have this policy and they have to uphold that. And we come to help them. If all it is an agreement, if you guys agree at maybe a later time, maybe that's something you could agree to. Because if you're just doing something for the structure of the building or something like that, it seems harmless.
Yeah.
Right, and that's something that easily maybe you could just talk to him concerning that matter, and maybe a date could be addressed to be set.
The problem,
to do that.
The problem is, Sergeant, is that I'm not going to allow my rights to be violated and to be given a date on when I can enter in a publicly government-funded library.
I understand, but there's other people in here.
They're being recorded. They're being recorded already.
I understand. This is their policy, and you have to uphold by their policy.
Okay, so I mean, I see we're not going to agree, but I'm just going to ask you: if I go back in the library with my camera, are you going to arrest me for trespassing? Are you trespassing me from the library?
I'm telling you that they have this policy. I already seek legal advice. If they have it written, then you have to obey it. This is a public library.
Okay, so I want you to trespass me formally so I can take it up in the court. I can't take it up. I can't take it up into the court.
It doesn't have to come to that.
I want to be trespassed from the library. You're saying so I can't come in the library. That's what you're saying.
Sir, I don't want you to be at fault of anything. That's not what we're here for. We're here to make sure that everybody is at peace and everything and the law is abided by.
This is not the law, sir. That is not the law.
I understand what you're doing.
That is not the law.
Why would you?
I'm here to
ask him for permission, because all it says is to
I
ask permission.
I don't need to, sir. That's my issue.
But
Is I don't
why
need
wouldn't
to.
you want to though?
But
because
it's
written.
I understand that it's an unconstitutional policy. Just like when African Americans or minorities were kept out of buildings, that was an unconstitutional policy, and people challenged that policy. I'm challenging the policy as a journalist of entering in a publicly funded building and taking pictures and exercising my First Amendment right. That's all I'm doing here.
Do
and
you
in
have
order,
anything to say that you're a journalist?
we have freedom of press. So what that means is that anybody can be a journalist. You can be a journalist. Anybody can be a journalist.
What is it that you're trying to record in here, sir?
I'm trying to record the building, inside the building. I'm not following anybody. I'm not harassing.
Did you get
no,
what you wanted?
because he told me to leave. He told me to leave the building.
Did you listen?
I'm listening.
Listen, it doesn't have to be, sir. Can I ask you this? This is just to get this out of the way. If he set up a date, because he's saying that he's a journalist and that he wants to record the inside structure of the building, would that be something that would be willing? Because it says your permission. So I'm asking permission.
If you call and made a request to come in like that, and we give him a day he can come in, there's no public people here. Yes.
It doesn't.
So is that like?
No, sir. I understand. Listen. I get it. I get what you're trying to do. I get what you're trying to do, and I get you're trying to be peacekeeper here.
That's my job.
I yes, you're a professional peacekeeper, and I respect that.
Okay.
And I respect the way you came up to me. Like I said, I don't respect the way Frazier came up to me.
Okay.
But that being said, sir, I would just say that I cannot allow somebody to dictate when I exercise my rights. So it's either I'm going to record in the publicly accessible library, or you're going to trespass me from the library.
Well, you're not trespassing right now.
Okay, so I'm going to go into the library then.
Sir, listen, it doesn't have to come to this, okay? It does not.
I don't want it to come to this, sir, but I need to have the
what is the
precedent. I need to have the precedent to take
Okay,
it to
give me
court.
1 second, okay? And I'll give you an answer.
I need
Give me
to
a
sue the
second.
city.
Do you understand?
I will give you a second. That's correct. I will give you a
Give
second.
me a second, okay?
Yep.
I think he might be waiting for Lieutenant.
Lieutenant?
You want to give him a minute?
No, I think I'm just going to go over here and see what the lieutenant's talking about. Because I've been waiting here for a while. Hi, Lieutenant. Hi, good, how are you?
You recording?
Yes, ma'am. I think that's why you're here, is because I'm recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're recording inside the library. I'm not here for you recording this out here.
Oh, well, I have the right to film the police.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I just want to record I would have been done already. This is a big deal for
All right,
nothing.
just give us a second.
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully you guys come to the right conclusion and honor your oath. Ma'am, you wouldn't mind giving me your name and badge number, would you?
Did you get him your name?
No. I didn't give him my name, but I'm just asking for your name and badge number, just so I know who's here.
I'm Lieutenant Wilson, badge 313.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Appreciate it. I never understood why it always has to be a tit for tat. I'll give you my name if you give me yours. I'm the citizen here. I'm the citizen here. I don't have to give you my name.
This way we look. Our names are worn on our uniform.
I know, because
So
that's
we don't know
that's
who
the
you
job.
are.
But that, to be fair, that's the job that you chose, right?
Right.
You chose to be a police officer and have your name on your uniform.
Right.
I didn't choose that job, so that's why I
It's
don't.
not
I
here,
chose to be a
but
journalist
I know,
and an
but we're
activist.
Still here on an investigation, and it's right that you provide us with.
If you
your
suspect
name.
me of committing a crime, I would
It is
100%.
not just for crime. It's just
sure.
mere interaction. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
it is. The mere interaction with you.
Yeah, no.
That's,
But like I
that's-
said, I don't provide my name unless you suspect me of committing a crime.
No, I mean that's.
That's
not
the only
right
reason
way.
why.
And God forbid something happened to you, we don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You
Well, let's hope
understand?
nothing happens to me. That's all. Let's hope that.
So I'm gonna again talk to you concerning this. Is there any way, because we are not here for you, we're here just to uphold. They're saying that they have this policy, okay? And the policy is, which I read to you, okay, that photographs shall not be taken on library premises without the permission of the library administration. He already said that could set up a time for you to do exactly what you want to do. Okay? Are you willing to do that? I mean,
sir, I would. You said you're here to uphold the policy, and I understand that's what you're trying to do here, and that's why we have 4 police officers here, which is completely unnecessary. But let me finish. Your duty is to uphold the United States Constitution. I have a right of freedom of press in this country. We all do. We have the right to film government officials in the course of their duties. We have the right to film in publicly accessible areas. That's all I'm doing here. I don't want to have to ask another man or a woman, for permission to conduct something that I have the right to do.
Can I ask you a question?
I would have been done by now.
How long would it take you to do what you have to do?
Not long. I would have been done. I would have been done.
Listen, I'm trying.
I can't give you a specific time, but I wouldn't. The library is only so big. I can only get so many pictures of the library, right?
If I ask him if he could give permission to you now, would you be able to do it and get it up?
I mean, I don't need his permission. Either way, I'm gonna, like I said, either way, I'm gonna go.
Listen,
I'm gonna go in there, whether you're gonna trespass me or not.
But listen, I'm not trying, sir. If you could see what I'm trying to do here, I'm just trying to make a peaceful agreement between everybody, so nothing could happen. That's not what
I hope
I'm
nothing
here
happens.
for.
Okay,
That's
great.
Not what I'm here for.
Okay, good.
Can I ask you how long it would take?
I don't know how long it would take. I wanted to take pictures and video of the library inside. I don't know exactly. I couldn't tell you. I don't want to lie to you.
Okay, no problem. And what is it that you're going to take photos and pictures of?
The library inside.
Like, no, I know of what? Of what? Just the library, like structure? Or
yeah, the
something
structure
like that?
inside and just all the public, all the
this?
publicly accessible areas. And it's for a story that I'm working on.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sir, if we were to go inside with you and you finish what you have to do.
It's a public space. You can do whatever you
Sir,
want. I said you can. You know,
okay.
you didn't hear me.
Okay. No, but will you be taking? You won't be taking photographs of the patrons, just like.
That's not my intention.
Okay.
You know, if I happen to catch, it's not my intention to film anybody. You know.
Okay. All right.
That's not my
But
intention.
you do understand what I'm saying, though, or no?
I'm not going to intentionally film anybody. I'm just filming in public. That's all I'm doing.
Are you taking pictures or film?
I'm taking video and pictures, both of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would it take more than 30 minutes?
Probably not.
Okay.
I wouldn't think that.
Because we're just trying to make a peaceful agreement.
And I can respect that.
Okay, I appreciate you appreciating
I can
that.
respect that. I've
That's
been
what I'm
reasonable.
trying
I've
to
been
say.
waiting outside.
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean,
100%. And every
no one
time-
ordered me to. No one's telling me that they're going to arrest me if I leave.
No,
so
no.
I don't have to. But I'm trying to make a peaceful situation.
And I've been here too, right? And
Yeah.
you can see that I'm a peaceful person.
I
right?
do to
That's
see
all
that,
I'm
and I appreciate that.
all right.
I do.
So if we just go inside real quick, no?
Look,
If we're inside with him, can he finish what he has to do?
No. no.
You see the difference between somebody
We
who's trying to be
already asked
reasonable
we already
and
asked
somebody
him to
who's
stop
not
filming.
trying to be reasonable?
And we've been here for what, 2 hours?
Because of you, I would have been
You know
done.
what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we've already told him, okay, you have to leave the library. Now what am I going to do? Come back on that to appease him? No, he can't come in this library.
Okay, so I'm gonna come in. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come in the library, and then they're gonna have to They're gonna have to say that I'm trespassed from the library, and then I'm gonna sue the city of Irvington. Okay?
Sir, hold on.
Tell me.
Just relax.
Tell me
Sir.
I'm not allowed to be in the library and I'll leave.
Sir.
I'm not going to. Oh no,
Sir.
because he's not being reasonable. I've been reasonable enough.
Can we talk to you outside?
Enough of the.
Don't. Listen,
I'm going in a
don't
public
step-
library. That's it.
I understand, but
That's all I'm doing.
They have policy. That's the only thing. and
So
we're
trespass me from the
Listen,
library, and I will leave.
But what I'm trying to tell you is there is a verbiage
It's an
here that we could.
unconstitutional policy.
Sir, there's a verbiage in here that we could make everything work, and that's what I'm trying to do here.
I understand that, but
Okay?
he's not complying with that.
Just step outside.
He's
for a
not
second.
complying.
Just
He's
step
not complying with that.
Please, just step outside for a second so we could talk. That's all.
All right. I'm just. It's becoming. It's just becoming
Can I ask you
annoying.
something?
It's becoming annoying at this
get
point.
it. Can I ask you something?
I just want to go take my pictures. Go ahead.
Can you go to another library? Like
No, I want to go to this library. I want to go to this one. Yeah, I'm working on the story of the city of Irvington. This is the Irvington Public Library. I was in City Hall. No one gave me a problem about filming in City Hall.
You did the same.
I did the same thing in City Hall. No one gave me a problem.
You called, you guys a number of times with different people. So all of a sudden, he's going to, I can't do it because I'm liable. If he does anything while he's in here after breaking policy. If he didn't have the camera, I wouldn't care. I understand. Yes. It's not a matter of you doing wrong. How do you know who he's going to film? That camera spans the room and can get people in it. Am I right or wrong? So if he gets people in it and they say, oh, he got to do it on YouTube, or he got to do it in a video, and how do you...
I can get the camera footage. Ma'am, do you understand that? I can get the camera footage of this library. I can, it's public record.
Would it work?
It's public record.
Would it work?
No, but that's the whole thing. That's the unreasonableness of it.
Okay.
Sir, I can get the camera footage from this library. It's public record. You're being unreasonable. If I did a request for this footage, I can get it and watch people all day long. It's public record.
Well, then you'd have to go do an Oprah and get it. But you're not going to get it from me.
I don't want to get it from you. I want to get it from my own camera that I have a right to do. That's all.
No.
Yes, I do. We'll let the court work it out then, sir.
You go to court.
I will. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna back down. I'm not gonna back down from my position. I'm not gonna allow my rights to be violated, sir.
I'm not violating your rights.
I know you're not.
I'm just asking you.
And I appreciate that.
To come to a conclusion.
Oh, excuse me. I just don't want to.
No, I understand that, and that's good. Yeah, I'm just trying to come to a conclusion. Okay.
But
I think it's reasonable.
I said that you could come in with me. I said I have no problem with you following me around.
Can I ask you a question? Do you not find it reasonable that he'll set up a date where there's no patrons inside and you could record?
Because they're on camera. I don't think it's reasonable, no, sir. Because they're already on camera, sir. They're on camera right now. What gives him the right to film patrons and not me? I get it. And listen, sir, Sergeant Gonzalez, I really appreciate you.
Right.
I want you to know that I appreciate you. You've been trying to de-escalate the situation since you got here, and I truly appreciate you. I have nothing but respect for officers like you, but. Again, I cannot allow my rights to be violated. If you would, like I said, if he wants to trespass me, an official trespass from the library, I don't break the law, sir. So if I'm officially trespassed from the library, I will take that trespass, contact my lawyer, and sue the city. I was just in City Hall filming all throughout City Hall. No one gave me a problem. There's no difference. Why was I allowed?
You were filming?
Yes, they knew I was filming. I talked to the business administrator, Malik, Mr. Malik. He had no issue, excuse me. He had no issue with me filming inside it because it's a publicly accessible area. What he did was he had an officer, a detective, follow me around the building, and I filmed like that for security, and that was no problem with me. I'm reasonable. I as long as you're not preventing me from doing what I have a right to do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's a waste of resource to have cops follow me around. But if that's what you want to do,
well, you're out here, and you're free to go at any time you want.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you're free to go.
I understand that.
So
I understand.
1 second, okay?
No problem. Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
They close at 9. I know we talked about how long it would take. If you could just take care of your business because there are people.
Oh, I'll be long gone.
Listen, if we could just, you know what I'm trying to say? I appreciate you.
Gonzalez, I appreciate you.
All right, sir. You have a good day. Okay?
You too.
I got permission for you, by the way. Just to let you know. Have a good day, sir.
You too. Don't need permission, but okay. I wonder how Mr. Brown, library director, is feeling right now. He can't be feeling too good about himself. Pretty sure Mr. Brown's bosses told him to not violate my constitutional rights. Finish up our lap here, and then we'll get out of here. We've proven the point. Take care, sir. Have a great day. All right, guys. We're just getting out of the Irvington Public Library here in Irvington, New Jersey. Wow. Definitely a big time fail at the start of this video. Library Director Brown definitely did not respect our rights or treat us with respect. He tried to have the Irvington Police Department violate our rights and remove us from a public building. But thankfully, the Irvington Police Department did their homework, got on the phone, consulted with the higher-ups in the city and in the police department, and came to a positive conclusion where they did not violate my rights, and I was able to peacefully film in the public library.
I don't need to prove who I am if I haven't committed a crime.
Is he carrying that camera around just for the opportunity? Sarge!
No. I'm a YouTuber, so I always have my camera on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not on probation, right?
I don't answer any questions, and I'm not. Honestly, I'm not.
It's like if you were on probation.
If I was on probation, I would be the guy you're looking for. I'd be the guy you're looking for. But I'm not. And I have to tell you if I am.
No, you don't. We have people lying all the time. So this guy's refusing to provide any type of identification, even say what he's doing in the area. He's recording.
I'm in public.
Watching us. Just
So why do I have to tell him who I am?
The dude it could possibly be. I just show identification.
Yeah, we're on a search looking for this guy, and you look very similar to him.
Do I fit his description? I'm not on parole or probation.
Okay. You look exactly
Okay.
like the dude.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Well, I'm not him.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm in public.
I understand. We're here looking for somebody that looks like similar to you.
Okay.
That's all.
I'm in public. Do I have to identify if I'm in public?
Well, we think you might be him. That's
Do
what
I
I'm
have to
trying say.
identify if I'm in public?
If we think
Did
if you're him, yes.
Did I commit a right? So I'm not him.
If we
So I don't-
wanted
deal,
to,
man. It's not a
if
big
we
deal.
wanted to
I know,
press
man.
the issue, we could put you in the back of the car till we figure out who we are. If that's the route you wanted to go, we're not gonna be dicks today.
Not a
Look,
big deal, man.
look. I know it's not a big deal, but this guy is harassing me.
That's all.
You're making it a big deal.
You could only have to let us.
You can
you
ask
have
for
to
it.
Hold it. Just let us see it, so it's not the guy we're looking for.
If I'm gonna be threatened to be arrested, I will show it to you. How about that?
being threatened. I'm giving you
No, just
the ability.
Just hold it up and show us.
I don't
who
need to
we're looking
identify. I haven't been suspected of a crime.
for. No, we are suspecting that you're the guy.
What
we're
crime?
looking
What crime do you suspect me of
for. The guy
committing?
we're looking for. That's
No,
what
no.
we're trying to say.
What
to do a
crime?
probation check for the guy.
I'm not on probation
And how do we know that?
because I'm telling you that.
We have people lie to us every single day.
I'm not people.
So
Okay.
all he's doing,
Okay.
we don't have to have possession of your ID. Just hold it up.
I know I don't have to identify to you. I could be walking down the street. I don't have to
But you're just
identify to you.
Being a good citizen, let us know so we can go be on our way.
Yeah, man.
It's simple.
I have nothing to do with this. I'm just driving by. I saw you guys
Okay. Fair
cruising
enough.
by. I'm like, what are they
You got
doing?
You have car seats. You have kids.
Yes, I have
You're
children.
You're an outstanding role model for your kids, man.
I'm a
I feel
licensed
bad for
real
your
estate
children.
agent.
We're just asking.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have
Bad for your
kids.
It's real simple.
children.
Most people just say, okay, I'm
It's
not
simple.
him, look.
I know, but I don't need to, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
You know the rule. That's why you
That
guys
way.
can't do anything because I didn't do anything
Well,
wrong.
if we were sure you were him, we would do something right now.
Okay,
We're not 100%
if you
sure.
guys threaten me
We're
to
not 100%
that I'm gonna be
sure.
arrested, I would go for it, and you guys can arrest me, and I can file a lawsuit.
What kind of you?
So he's just
No,
looking.
no, I don't have to tell you
He's just
anything.
looking for a lawsuit.
I don't answer questions.
He's just looking for a hot lawsuit.
No, I'm not.
You're not even
I'm not.
Have a
Boy,
good day.
all right, little guy.
All right, big guy.
That concludes this video's most extreme interactions. Please make sure you check out their channels to watch the full videos. I've shared the links in the description below. If you enjoyed the most extreme First Amendment audits YouTube has to offer, please like and subscribe to my channel.